Chiropractic care is great for everyone. We have different techniques for different people. We treat old people, we have some gentle techniques for them. We can treat babies and children as well with gentle techniques. We can treat the very acute patient with very gentle techniques. But we can also start to adjust the spine. And actually, when a patient is able to withstand having a more physical treatment, we can start to adjust patients to make their spine function better. We will then give them some rehab exercises, some postural advice, some dietary advice, and primarily we'll give them some advice to get them back to this healthy living. One thing we do look at that is probably different to a lot of other clinics is the mental side of getting patients back to care, back to health. How to change those thought processes as to what you have now to where you want to be, and then hopefully change the behaviour patterns to go with it. And if you sustain the correct thought processes, and if you sustain the correct behaviour patterns, you will start to get your body in alignment with those ideals and function better and be a lot healthier. I've had a clinic in Islington for 20 odd years, and I've lived in Islington for a good chunk of that 20 years. And it's a great cosmopolitan, lively area. Restaurants, cafes, bars. You're close to central London. You can walk into central London if you want to. So great atmosphere in Islington. My previous clinic started off as Angel Chiropractic Clinic in 2000, and it was just down the road from St Albans Place by the cinema. And I was there for 17 years. The clinic was doing great. It was a nice atmosphere. We had osteopaths there. We had some psychotherapists, we had physios there, acupuncturists, we had a couple of massage therapists. It was doing quite nicely. And then it came to a sudden halt. I'm a keen cyclist. I've been a member of Islington Cycle Club for 6 or 7 years now. And I shoot around town on my bike as the best way to travel around town. It's quick, it's fun, fresh air, you get fit, it's terrific. And I was pedalling up through Wood Green, and a car just pulled straight across in front of me, and I went into the side of it, over the top of the bonnet, sort of underneath the car, hit the road with my head. The car then hit me and chucked me up the road like a rag doll. And then I can remember everything went crunch and crack in my back as I twisted, and I thought, oh, I've broken my spine. And then I can remember just sort of coming to and looking up at the sky, and the people in the bus waving at me. It took a bit of time to really appreciate the severity of the accident and the injuries. Following the accident, the first 3 or 4 weeks, I was full of adrenaline and I felt pretty good. I was sore and painful, but I was alive, and I spent a lot of time in bed and taking painkillers and stuff. But I think after about 4 or 5 weeks, I had pain everywhere. My head hurt, my neck hurt, my back was in agony, my hips hurt. I was covered in bruises, I had concussion, and I was on quite a lot of painkillers. I had to move back to my mum's house, and I used to drag myself out of bed in the morning and lay on the sofa all day and just sort of doze on and off while watching daytime TV. So that went on for like a year or so. Lots of medical tests, lots of x-rays, lots of scans, lots of physio, sort of slowly working on things, but working away at my body, trying to improve it. And there were times when I just thought, I'm going to book myself into Dignitas because this is so unrelentingly painful. It was really a miserable time of my life. And the days just dragged on, I couldn't sleep properly at night time. It was a pretty dire time of my life. It was pretty grim. It was a real challenge getting myself back to fitness. So initially it was just physiotherapy, quite gentle physiotherapy on my shoulder and my back, getting some movement back and then getting some strength back. Physical recovery was convoluted. It was not straightforward. As you start to do some rehab to one area, the exercise would impact upon another area. So it was like little baby steps with each injured area. So I had a shoulder physio, I had a back physio and a hip physio. And I'd probably see a physio once a week for various parts of my body, and we'd work on specific exercises to make progress. I was able to go swimming. Swimming is quite empowering for me after the accident because it didn't stress my back or anything. So I started off doing a couple of 100 metres a day, but I was so tired and so sore afterwards, and then I started to do about 400 metres a day, and then I increased. So within about 4 to 6 weeks of having my spine surgery, I was doing 1,500 metres a day and actually crept up to 2,000 metres a day. But it was empowering to be able to do something. I then started to do some qigong, which is like, I think it translates to standing like a tree, which is a sort of a Chinese type, mental type, yoga-y kind of thing. And I did that for a year or so, twice a week and Saturday mornings. And that was great for my posture, start to teach my body how to work again, because it got so used to laying around on the sofa. And that's after the injury as well, so it was really, my body was pretty wrecked. The pain clinic at UCH was terrific. They look at the physical side of it and the recovery and how you deal with that. They also look at the mental side of it, and the mental side was a key thing to achieve. The anxiety, the depression, despair of losing my business were all quite big. So I started to think about my lifestyle. I wanted to be back on my bicycle, I wanted to have a good social life, I wanted to be working, I wanted to set up a new clinic, I wanted to go to Sweden, see my friends more often, I wanted to go to some chiropractic conferences in Spain. My psychologist was very good at teaching me mindfulness, various techniques to deal with the anxiety, various techniques to deal with the thought processes that would creep into my head. So meditation I found was really, really good. It creates that visualization of where you want to be, what your life. I had a personal trainer. The physiotherapy then morphed into seeing a personal trainer, so I started to see a personal trainer once a week. I can now do more exercise, I can now do more press-ups post-accident than I could do prior to the accident, which is a testament to the body's ability to recover the surgery and also just the effort with the physiotherapy and the personal trainer. I've been back on the bike. I was a bit nervous, obviously, and I bought myself a Brompton fold-up bike because I thought that's going to be the easiest way to get back into cycling around town, because you sit up straight, you don't go particularly fast, and you can just sort of jump off at any opportunity because there's no crossbar, and you haven't got clips in your pedals, so I felt like I could do a run. So the Brompton bike was terrific, and then I got back on the road bike probably 6 months after the Brompton bike, and started to do some laps of Regent's Park when it was very quiet. I'd say hello to the drafts and cycle around the path for 2 laps. But the first month or so, I'd cycle to Regent's Park, I'd do a lap, and then cycle back home again. But I'd feel quite pleased with myself. I had quite a lot of road rage. Anybody who came too close to me in my car, I'd give them a mouthful, but that settled down as well. I know as a chiropractor, patients who've had chronic problems are very hard to get back to how they should be. Mentally, they've almost given up. Physically, they've lost the ability to do what they would like to do. So having this psychological side of treatment was terrific. Yes, I need surgery, but for most patients, they need to start doing the right lifestyle. They need to start sitting properly, getting the right thought processes, the right behaviour processes. And once they start to get those in place, the body can then start to recover. The body has an amazing ability to recover. We've got the nervous system, we've got the immune system. The body can look after itself. It's got to where we are now physically over millions of years of evolution, and it's done a pretty good job. But we wreck it by doing things to it. Getting hit by a car, having a bad lifestyle, eating badly, working stupid hours and stupid posture. If you start to create the right environment for your body, and that's both the physical environment and the mental environment, your body will start to work better, it will start to recover better, your immune system will work better, you'll be sleeping better, the nervous system will function better. I love being a chiropractor. I missed not being a chiropractor for the last 4.5 years. I did it for 20 odd years prior to the accident, so it's a big part of my life treating patients, and it's a nice rewarding job when the reward is having a busy clinic with patients who are happy to see you, feel the benefits of the treatment, and realise that if they look after themselves, they have a nicer life. We were taught at college, if you look after your patients, they will look after you. And you'll have a busy clinic if you give your patients 100%. And that's